Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Even more GT3 racing action on the cards for us all again tonight, being brought to you by the Tanzo Racing Group and sponsored by Fresh Rubber and Clark St. James Motorsport. Welcome back to season 10. And tonight we're in Alcanis in Spain for race 5 of 8. We're Motorland Aragon for 60 minutes of racing, and that's coming your way. But I cannot do all of this by myself for those next 60 minutes. So I'm going to bring in a friendly face, a friendly voice that we all know. Jimmy, hola, buenos noches, muy amigo, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to Spain. How are you tonight, my mate?
I am very, very good, thank you. How are you doing tonight?
I am very, very good, James. Race 5, mate. Race 5 we're at now. We're getting through the season. We're nearly towards the end. I am ecstatic. I'm so looking forward to another great race tonight. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm equally as ecstatic. I mean, we're over the halfway point now, so I mean, it's going to start getting tense and it's going to start getting a bit quite competitive now, I'd say.
Oh, no, absolutely. I've completely got to agree with you there, Jim. We've seen some really, really aggressive racing, some great driving, some brilliant action over the last 4 weeks. Hopefully, these next three are going to provide us even more because it has been some absolute phenomenal viewing, some phenomenal driving from these boys. I'm really looking forward to it, mate. I cannot wait for this race to get started. I can't wait to see how everything pans out towards the end, mate. But, Jimmy, what are we looking at here today, my mate?
Yep, so just to recap, we're on race 5 of 8, and the drivers currently right now are 4.5 minutes into their 15 minutes closed qualifying, so they're going to be qualifying on their own, which just gives them perfect time to just lock in, get the best times possible, and get the best spot on the grid that they can. So 50 minutes of qualifying, then they get a 5 minute break to do with as they please, and then we're on to the 60-minute race.
Well, sounds good to me, that does, Jimmy. And obviously, after we get to the qualifying, we will remind everybody on the current standings again, as we are in week 5 of 8. We'll remind everybody where everybody's at going forward on this one. But, Jim, Motorland Aragon, I feel it's an underrated track. How do you think?
Well, we did talk about this beforehand, and yeah, I couldn't agree more. It is possibly, in my opinion, the most underrated track of all time in motor racing. It has everything you need, every kind of corner, huge straight, all wide, very technical, very fun, very fast, very flowing, and it's just great for side-by-side racing. Like, what more could you possibly want from a track?
Not a lot more, and you hit the nail right on the head there, Jim. It's very technical, but it is very fun and it is very fast. 18 corners, 3.3 miles per lap, mate. We're on for a good one, I'm hoping, here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fun race tonight, and I mean that end straight is just so long, and then you go straight into this just such a tight hairpin at the end. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, me and you, we were having a little look at this, obviously, in the week and the build up to this race, just to kind of get our bearings a little bit. It's a track that I haven't raced on too many times. I think I've been here once or twice, and that was with you. And we're talking probably back in the COVID years, Jimmy. So it's been a long time since I've been here. I know you've raced it a little bit more. From what we was watching in the week, I'm looking forward to a good race today. Well, we've got like 30 drivers, is it today? We've got out on track potentially. There
Yeah,
should be a lot. There should be a lot of action going on.
yeah, it's going to be a busy race, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I mean, what's really fun about this track as well is because of the huge elevation changes throughout. It is like a roller coaster, similar to what we have with like Portimao and well Algarve, sorry, and like tracks like that. It's just big, wide, flowy, ups and downs, lots of corners. But what's quite fun about this one, and I mean, it's horrible for the drivers, but it is entertaining. Is these huge curves they've got at the apexes of these corners. If you hit one of them, that is game over. They are horrific. So it just adds that extra little level of skill needed around this track, which makes it a bit more entertaining to watch. So yes, we're coming up to halfway through the qualifying right now, and right on the leaderboard we have Peter Duke leading the way with a 1:56.3, with Wayne Douglas not far behind in a well, 7 hundredths of a second behind, followed by Adam Wilson-Weir just after that. That's the top three of the pros. In AMS, we currently have Matthew Massey leading the way, with Jan Wittiger just behind him and Raymond Vatsupfen rounding out your top three there.
Who are you going to be looking at today, Jimmy? Do you think anyone that's because if you remember the Algarve, very much similar to this track, it was very much a roller coaster feel. The massive elevation changes, those big sausage curbs on the corners, which is just going to send you absolutely flying all over the place. Hopefully not upside down like you'd get on most of the roller coasters. But if you think back to the Algarve when we saw a similar kind of situation on track, is there anyone you think we're going to be looking at more today? How do you think these drivers are going to handle this track?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, especially on the opening laps because it is high speed, and we've seen it on a lot of these tracks as well. You're putting a lot of load on those tires, and the cars just get a bit squirrely, getting that hot and cold in the tires, and there's not a lot of grip, and you tend to understeer a little bit, especially coming out of the really technical hairpin that we're just about to see on the screen here with Tim Cullimore. So you've got this beautiful downhill section, and then it goes into such a tight little S section here, and then on like a little, kind of a long expanding hairpin out here. But it just follows round, and it just almost pushes you wide. It's so difficult to get on these cold tires, and you don't want to go off, and yeah, it's just tricky. So I forget
Well,
what my original point was, but
no. I get what you say. It's a tricky track. It's technical, but like you said at the start, it's very fun and it's very fast. It's
yeah.
wide enough for side-by-side racing action. Get these drivers fighting with each other to gain those positions. But you need to be so careful. You go slightly too wide onto the grass, onto the stones on the outside, or you hit that sausage. It is not going to end up too well for you, is it?
No, not at all. But what's nice about this track is the straight they're about to see here with Peter. We're on board with Peter Duke at the moment. Just look at the length of this end straight that you can see right here. It's huge. So if you can get a good run out of that last corner there behind someone, you're going to get like a really good run up and like such a good overtaking opportunity on whoever you're battling with. So even if you don't have quite the pace early on in the lap, as long as you get that good exit out of that one corner, you should be able to do pretty well, and you should be able to fight pretty nicely in this track.
No, absolutely, mate, absolutely. And it's something that we look forward to seeing. We love seeing a bit of racing action out on track. We love seeing them scrap with each other to gain those positions as long as it's done properly. Now, we've got less than 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes left, and Peter Duke is sitting at the top with a 156.2. Not far behind him, Wayne Douglas, just over a tenth behind him, Jim. Do you think he's going to... Is there any more room, any more time for them to gain out on track today?
Well, I have seen people getting into the 155s this week in because this track is also, and this track and car combo. Oh, nasty little spin there, but
To
he'll
do it in qualifying and not in
yeah
the actual race.
yeah, get out of the way and done with. But yeah, I have seen people doing 155s around here, so I imagine we'll probably see some of the top runners just hitting there, maybe getting that sort of mid to high, maybe a 55.8 will be on the cards, depending on obviously track temperature and all this kind of stuff. It's going to affect it, but I believe the last laps we'll see them just dipping into the 55s.
Well, hopefully, because the faster they go, the more action there's going to be, and you want all of these drivers battling out for the positions. Again, I said at the start, I feel like this is a massively underrated track. If you just look at it now, like we were following Peter Duke, we
Oh,
were
you
just
see him hit the curve there.
I
You
did.
get so much air. That's what I was saying. It really throws you off if you hit those
Yeah.
sausages.
No, absolutely. But the faster they go, the harder they race, and we all want to see some great racing action today, don't we? Just over 4 minutes left to go here. Peter Duke's still leading the way at 156.2 with Wayne Douglas and Sam Berry behind him up in the pros, actually top three. Harry Seven still leading the way for the AMs there with Daniel Paul and Matthew Massey out to P3 in the AMs respectively. I'll tell you what, Jim, though, some of these AMs, I don't know how they're being classed as AMs, really. They are phenomenal drivers out there. We saw a great race last week from Harry Seven as well. We've seen a couple of these AMs really push on these pros, and I think this is the kind of track that's going to enable these AMs to do it again, mate.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Some of these AMs are, yeah. I think what's rewarded most is consistency throughout the season. It's just getting the consistent laps. You don't have to be the fastest necessarily, but if you stay consistent, and you stay out of trouble, you just you just nail it, don't you?
No, absolutely, absolutely. And again, we've seen a couple of the other races. We've had a little look and seen what everyone else has been doing on here, and you can seriously get some really quick times out. What did we see? Like a 1:55 was it? We was looking at earlier from some of the other drivers, not on today's race, but out there. So you can
Yeah.
really see there's still a lot of time. Wayne Douglas sitting at 1:56.2 out on his own. I'm not too sure we're going to be getting maybe we'll see the 1:55 towards the end of the race, but at the start, especially with those tires, mate, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near those times. I think it's going to be all about these drivers fighting for positions. It is a proper racing track.
It really is. And yeah, I think with the 55s, you might if you see the top group working together, I think you'll start to see them times just kind of leapfrogging round the down that back straight there. Just if someone goes to overtake you, just lift off a little bit, let them flow in front of you, and then just let their speed carry on. Then you get in the draft of them and you follow them round. Next lap comes round, you swap, you do the same thing again. I think that's probably going to be the fastest and most efficient way to race this track. And yeah, I think it's going to
No,
be
absolutely.
interesting what tactics people go for.
100% tactics going to play a major part of it. We've seen it in previous races, the undercut on the pits, the overcut to make sure you're staying out a little bit longer just to get past that driver that you've been fighting for 5 to 10 laps. You want to get past him, let him pit, use your tactics for you. But Jimmy, look at these times. Look how close it is between the drivers at the moment. There is barely anything in between each of those positions. I genuinely do think we are going to see some fantastic battles out on track today. Me personally, I really hope that we do because it makes it so much more entertaining to watch.
Oh, absolutely. And you can already see a lot of dust and debris starting to get on track there and lots of rubber kicking off to the side. So fighting
No,
side by side is going to be tricky because you're going to have a lot less grip. We're just coming up to the end of qualifying now. So Peter Duke just leading the way in the pros and Harry Seven just leading the way in the AMs as well. But it is close. And yeah, the AMs are really getting mixed in with the pros this week.
no, absolutely. And I think what I said a minute ago about maybe not hitting those 1:55s, I think that's maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse on me. I think I might need to be quiet a little bit more when I talk about these times because every time I seem to talk about it, they always end up smashing those times well out the park. But Jimmy, that is the end of qualifying. They are locked into their positions. Some some quick times going up there, and again, I'm pretty confident we're going to see a lot of fighting today out on track for these positions.
Yeah, we got like a nice few mid tracks. It's gonna be quite a lot of grip out there, I think, this evening. Warmer track, humidity track, and yeah, we'll go over the qualifying positions in a second, and then we can see where all the drivers line up.
Yeah, we'll pull that up right now for you. But Jimmy, do you want to take it away for the viewers out there, for the lovely ladies and gentlemen out there listening along with us tonight?
Absolutely. So we have Peter Duke leading the way in the pros this weekend, followed by Wayne Douglas, Jared Love, Adam Wilson-Weir, Hayden Young, Sam Berry, Tafara Winter, and then Harry Seven leading the way in the AMs at the moment, followed by Sebastian Diefenbach, Matthew Massey, Daniel Poole, Craig Corish, Ryan Clark, Jan Whittaker, Raymond Van Suppen, Tim Cullimore, Jordan Butler, and Christopher Haynes. Then followed by Eddie Grigonis and Sean Clark. But in last place we have Harry Hartley Price, but he did not set a time.
Surprise from Harry. He usually he's well out there for qualifying usually. So we'll have to see if he comes out on track with us and joins us for a race tonight. Maybe, don't know what's going to happen. But Jimmy, we'll have a look at the standings in a minute because obviously race 5 of 8 we're over that halfway point. We're nearly to the end. Do you want to quickly remind the drivers what they're fighting for this season?
Yep, so we have a huge prize pool this weekend. Well, this season, sorry, with £500 going to P1 overall with the most points. So whoever gets the most points this season will win £500. That could be either a pro or an AM, not both, just one or the other. And then in the second place, we have £100 for P2 overall. Again, it could be a pro or an AM, who knows? So it comes down to who is the most consistent this entire season round, who gets the most points, and yeah, interesting.
Well, we have to say thank you to Vector Motorsport for providing the prize pool this year. Guys, get at them on their socials, at Vector Motorsport on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, and at Vector Motorsport 297 on Instagram. Thank you guys for putting up that prize pool because it makes these drivers race even harder and provide everyone here a little bit of extra little bit of something extra to go for. But Jimmy, shall we have a look at the standings? See where everybody's at now going into week 5.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is gonna be the this is the interesting one. See what people are fighting for.
Absolutely. We'll get those. We'll get that pulled up on screen for you while they finish up their warm up right now. Little bit of a technical issues pulling it up there, Jim. But I do actually have it to hand at the moment.
Okay,
So
do you wanna read it off then for everyone? Where is everyone at the moment?
So at the moment, sitting currently top of the leaderboard, you've got Harry 7, top of the leaderboard right now, 147 points he's got himself on the board. Followed behind him in second at the moment is Hayden Young. Now he's on 108 points. So there's still plenty to play for in that. That still could swap at the moment. Peter Duke, Adam Wilson, we're sitting in third and fourth behind him, behind Harry 7 there at the top. Now looking at the points on the boards at the minute, the way I'm looking at it, it could go pretty much any of the top 6, 7 drivers, maybe, depending what happens. If anybody drops a race or there's anyone not finishing, they lose a lot of points and you don't know what's going to happen. But at the moment, Harry 7 is leading the way, 147 points, with Hayden Young sitting close behind him with 108, Peter Duke on 107, Adam Wilson Weir on 102. There you go. You should all be able to see that up on the YouTube right now. Save me waffling numbers to you like that. You want to hear enough of me waffling for the next hour.
But yeah, I mean, that is so close between everyone in those points there. I mean, literal single digits between the pros there. I mean, Harry 7, he's running away with it at the moment. But still, we got this race and then 3 others.
In the back of their mind. But again, we couldn't do any of this without the Tanzo Racing Group and our sponsors, Fresh Rubber and Clark St. James Motorsport. Without every one of those little cogs turning exactly the right way, we wouldn't be sitting here right now bringing you the fantastic racing action that we brought you week in, week out, and hopefully we're going to continue all the way up until the end of this season in a few weeks. But
Yeah.
Jimmy, just finishing up the warm up now, so they're going to be starting to come out on track, getting ready to get that rolling start away, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, yeah, I reckon this will be a really good race this weekend. I mean, look how wide that track is. It's lovely and technical, very fast, very flowing. Got some really interesting corners here. So yeah, I
No,
reckon it's gonna be a fun one.
no, exactly. And again, I'm going to stand by it. A massively underrated track out in Spain. This is. We do not see it enough. Whether that in real life, depending on what you're watching, or in esports alone, you just don't come across this track too often raced. So I'm looking forward to it. Something a little bit different. Again, technical, fun, and fast.
Yeah, it's quite a popular one with MotoGP, but I think it's just yeah, it's underutilized with like road cars and stuff. All right, so all the cars are now on the grid, so they will follow behind for a short pace lap behind the safety car. You can see it on its own at the front there. So as soon as that safety car dips into the pit lane, it's up to the leader, who is Peter Duke this weekend, to go when he sees fit. So he could go as soon as the car dips into the pits, or when he crosses that start finish line.
There you go. And you can see a few of them weaving there, trying to get that temperature into their tires already, because we've seen it week after week at the moment. It's this first couple of laps on them cold tires tend to mess somebody up. Now, you don't want to be doing that at the front of the pack, so you're going to want to try and get that temperature built up as quick as you can.
Okay, sorry, just a quick one that's come in. He can't go when the safety car goes in. He has to go when it's green across the start finish line. That is my bad, and I apologise.
That's
But
all right, Jimmy. There's a lot to focus on, mate. There's a lot to focus on. We will forgive you. I'm sure the chat will forgive you as well for that one.
yeah, so should be a good one. Yeah, try to get as much temperature as you can in those tires, but a short pace lap, it's really difficult. So these first few laps are really going to reward who is the strongest on the cold tires and who has the most trust in their car.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But quickly before they do get underway, viewers, let us know in the comments who is your money on for this race. Let us know. But the lights are
And
on.
they
Jimmy,
are
take us
off.
away.
Yep, Peter Chuk straight over to the right hand side there, which is interesting. Not trying to cover off the inside. And then he takes a little bit of a wider line going into turn 1, but look at that. Yeah, a few little cars going a little bit wide, but keeping it very clean. And Peter Duke is away. So that's what battling through that first turn does for you. To lose that little bit of time, but they got plenty of time to catch back up. Oh, little shunt there. Someone's just gone off, and I think they're in the barrier. No, they just kept it out. So
Kept it
hopefully
out,
they
but
can
facing the
rejoin.
wrong way.
Yeah, if ever there was a time that you want to crash on a 60-minute race, it's right as it starts, gives you plenty of time to catch back up.
Exactly. And remember, viewers, this is 60 minutes. They do not need to do everything within the first couple of corners, first couple of laps. Oh, Wayne Douglas just took a little spin there into the wall by the look of it as well. We'll have to have a look at that one maybe in a little while there, but we'll keep up with the front at the moment. Peter Duke still leading the way. Adam Wilson, we're moving up to P2 at the moment with Jared Love behind him. Sam Berry follows on with Tefera Winter, our newcomer last week, second race of the season for him, currently sitting up in P5.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a gap at the start of this lap, but we saw his pace last week. Whether Alton Park was just a phenomenal track for him, or he is just a phenomenal driver, we shall see. So hopefully he can catch up, and then we'll get some battling from everyone here.
No,
But yeah,
absolutely,
it was
absolutely.
Sebastian Diefenbach that went off on on lap
Corner,
one
turn
there.
one by the look of it.
Yeah.
Turn one, he pretty much came off straight away. Well, we might be able to have a quick look at that one in a moment for you guys, but we'll keep up with the action for now at the start. Like I said, you've got Peter Duke currently leading the way, Adam Wilson we're in P2, Jared Love in P3, followed by Sam Berry and Tefera Winter. That's your top five at the moment. You've then got Daniel Paul leading the way in the AMs up in P1, P6 out on track with Matt Massey and Ryan Clark respectively behind him. That is your podium positions for the AMs. Jordan Butler close behind with Jan Whitaker following up the AMs. Craig Corish in 11th, Tim Cullenmore and Harry Hartley Price behind him, followed by Harry Seven, Christopher Hames, James Moore, Raymond Van Sutphen, Sean Clark, Wayne Douglas, and Eddie Grigonis. That is your top 20 at the moment. Shall we have a quick look at that crash, Jim? See what
Oh,
happened.
absolutely. Let's see what happened.
Let's go back and have a look there. So we're going to sit on board with Sebastian, just see what happened to him here. Oh, a
Oh,
little
he
bit of
went
a
in
shunt in the
way
back.
too hot into that corner, and then he just gets collected. Now, I don't want to use the word karma there, but I think when you hit a car that hard, and then you think you get away scot-free, and they just take you back out.
Well,
I
it was a
mean,
little bit of a chain
yeah,
reaction there, wasn't it? Someone came into the back of Sebastian. He went into the back of, I believe that was Sam Berry in front of him out in the pink peril ahead of him, because I do love that pink livery. And yeah, a little bit of karma maybe. You can't be going that hard into the corner and not expect something to happen, especially on the first couple of laps there.
yeah. I wonder if he had an issue, or maybe it was just those cold tires and cold brakes, and he just wasn't able to stop himself like he thought he was going to. We have also got Eddie Gagonis has crashed as well, so we will cut back and take a look at that now as well. So let's see
There
what
you
happened
go.
with him. So just go to the turn and let's see what's happened here. Oh, I think he just didn't let the car track out wide enough. Just
Try
overturned it a little bit.
overturned, got on the accelerator a little bit too soon for what that car was ready for. And we've seen it every week so far. You get on the gas too soon, your back end's going to come round, hi, hello, and you're facing the wrong way.
Yeah, it's so easily done, and like you almost want to stay away from the curbs when you got cold tires. You think you should, but I think you can take them a bit more than you think and just let the car track out wide. I think it's better to go off a little bit than it is to spin around.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's what these drivers sometimes do forget. There's 60 minutes. But when you're behind the wheel, Jimmy, I do it. I know you do it as well. You get
Yeah.
sometimes a little carried away and you want to get gone as quick as you can out of that corner, getting up to that next driver in front of you to try and get that position as early as you can.
Yep, we got Adam Wilson Weir there setting the fastest lap with a 1:57.2. So that is a very quick time for this early on as well. And yeah, you do just kind of like, you almost get into the zone too much where you just think, I just need to go as fast as humanly possible, like as soon as humanly possible. And you just overdo it when your car's still not quite warmed up yet.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And these drivers will need to be wary of this the whole time. We see it week after week in the first couple of laps, in those first few corners. Just keep your head, lads. Just keep your head. Don't do anything too silly to start the race. You got 60 minutes of racing, and we are not even, well, we're just about to go 5 minutes in. Plenty of time to do your racing, to get your positions, to get those overtakes done, and get it done at the right time for the car and the right place out on track.
Absolutely. And yeah, Peter Duke there, 6 tenths ahead already. And then Adam Wilson Weir, nearly 3 seconds ahead of Jared Love. They are pulling away from the pack. So I feel like they're going to have to start working together here to catch up, because that is quite a gap forming there.
Well, absolutely. With Jared Love, like you said, nearly 3 seconds behind the pair of them, and Sam Berry not sitting too far off of Jared either. You've got to start working together, because otherwise, Peter Duke and Adam Wilson-Witt are going to just end up having their own race for the next 55 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still quite a big gap between Adam and Peter, so, oh, a nice little overtake there from James Moore, just going on the inside, keeping it clean. But the issue here, yeah, you don't want to compromise that exit too much coming out of there, because it's such a long straight. I think taking the inside there has just given Raymond just a little bit too much opportunity to get the slipstream and get back past him there.
Exactly that. Like you just said, yeah, I think he's gone too tight in there, Jim. You want to track out wide, utilize all that wide track that you can without going over the limits, just to fire yourself down that straight, keep as much speed as you can.
Going for the switchback there, I think there's a little touch, but I think, yeah, neither of them will be upset with that one. And, oh, car's gone off there. Is that Jan off behind them?
I believe that was Jan just tracked slightly onto the gravel there. It doesn't look like he has too much trouble on him. He's just dropped him down a little bit more in the times behind the two in front of him. But he has tracked a little wide.
Oh, and we just got news. Sebastian Diefenbach speeding in the pit lane. I think he went in a little bit too hot going into there, and he has got a penalty for that. So, yeah,
Oh,
that's not
Sebastian.
not a great start there.
No, absolutely not. These guys, pit limiters. Pit limiters are your friend here, guys. Make sure you stick them on, because what you do not want to get black flagged in the pits. Come on, lads.
Yeah, so just on board with Mr. Lightning McQueen here. He's getting very close behind Ryan. And do you reckon he's going to go for the overtake on the straight? Do you reckon he's close enough? I mean, he's got Craig right behind him as well. So, might get a
He's
little
going to be.
slipstream battle here.
I think he's going to be wary of Craig, but I think he's going to want to do it. Like you said, that Lightning McQueen livery. He's not going to want to be slow. Drive fast with that livery on, mate. Drive fast.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of side-by-side action here, and that's what I'm saying. It's such a nice track for going side-by-side, because there's so much room to do so.
I think looking at this guy, dude, we're sitting on board with Tefera Winter at the moment. Like I mentioned at the start of the stream here, he was a newcomer to us last week in the season. He performed exceedingly well last week and got a P1 overall. And he's gained 3 places at the moment. He's up into P4. Currently took over Sam Berry, with Sam Berry literally sitting in his boot at the moment. But they've still got that 3.5 second to Jared ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they are pulling away, and I think it's that clean air, isn't it? Like, just knowing that you've got that nice gap behind you almost kind of allows you to go a bit quicker, because you're not as worried. You're just able to put down comfortable lap times. You're not overdoing the car too much, although, I mean, they are going so quick. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out later on. I mean, they might be overdoing the car. They might be burning up the tyres a little bit more than the guys behind them, and then in these later stages of the track, it might just catch back up.
No, absolutely. Now, do you think, with them absolutely flying it, absolutely burning this rubber down on these tyres, do you think that's going to play any impact on their pits that they've got to do about midway through the session tonight? Do you think maybe they're doing this deliberately, do an undercut, get in the pits a little bit earlier, give themselves a little bit longer to warm their tyres out on the second stint before the other drivers behind them come out? Or do you just think they're going absolutely hard at it and racing their little socks off?
I mean, it's a hard one to tell, because although this track does really overcook your tyres, at the same time, you can be sensible and you can sort of dial it back maybe like 2 or 3% and just look after them, and they will last you for the rest of the race. So it is going to be difficult to tell what happens.
No, absolutely. Marshmallow, I see your comment in the YouTube chat, my friend. And I told Jimmy this earlier. I'm not being pressured into saying it this week. The natural thing that you want me to say will come at the right time. We'll have to see what Mr. Butler does out there. But I'm going to say it again. I say it every week. I love that livery.
Yeah. How about a little treat? If Jordan makes a nice overtake here, gets past Ryan, we'll get Gaz to give the audience what they want there.
Not at all. But again, weighty, great battling. We've seen it, mate. We are watching it right now. There is some great battles happening out on track. Just going to say, though, Peter Duke just gone fastest, a 1:56.7 at the moment. With Adam Wilson, we're sitting at a 1:56.8 just behind him. There's barely anything in it between these two top drivers at the moment. But Adam Wilson Weir is just sitting off Peter Duke and hasn't managed to close that gap down on him yet.
No, we saw there as well, Harry Seven and Harry Hartley Price really fighting together there, uh, looking to like overtake each other. And I think that's going to be an interesting battle that's worth watching later on, see how they get on. But I mean, these cars, yeah, they're still so close to each other, and just look how much they're flying all over the place. This particular part of the track is really difficult because you're turning and braking at the same time, and these cars only have so much grip that they can afford to give out, and it's so difficult not to lock the tires. It takes a lot of skill around here.
It's like we says, Jim. It's technical, but it's very fast. The speeds these guys are going to be flying up to these corners with other cars around them. They've got to be careful, haven't they, mate? They've got to be careful doing what they're doing out there whilst racing. Keep it clean, but give us that entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it here. I mean, that was, yeah, James Moore making a lot of overtakes here, just getting past, I believe that's Jan just behind him. And that part of the track there as well is so, look how many cars go off wide there. I mean, you can only do like a certain amount of those per race before you get a penalty for going off too much. But
No, absolutely,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely. And we'll have to jump on board with one of them, I think, at the start of the next lap and find out exactly what they're doing. Because again, these guys are absolutely thrashing it around this track with just over 11 minutes gone of this 60-minute race tonight.
yeah, maybe we go on board with one of these guys here, then yeah, I'll do a little run through of just the kind of track that we're dealing with, and just to show you how difficult this track is to get around.
Well, I'll tell you what. As we're sitting with him at the moment, shall we jump on board with Craig Corish? He's sat between Jordan Butler and Tim Cullimore at the moment. Let's have a look, Jimmy. Do you want to let the viewers know, like going through the racer's mind here? Let these guys know what's going on.
Yep, so we've got this heavy braking zone here, and there's a little nub on the inside of that track that will really throw you off, at like a big sausage curve there. And again, around these corners, you're flat out, putting a lot of load on the tyres. Slight little lift there, you're avoiding all the heavy parts of the curve so you don't unsettle the car too much. And this is where it happens. You're braking hard, but you're turning at the same time, trying to get that car rotated, but be as quick as possible. So you're getting a lot of heat into the tyres and losing a lot of grip as you do it. Very technical part of the track. Again, another big braking zone, but you can track out wide. You can use so much of the curb out here. And then this is the really fun part of the track. It's this nice downhill S section with a little sort of like hairpin moment in it. And it's so crazy because it's almost blind for the drivers when you're going through there. And you've got this huge sweeping left-hander. This is where you start to track out a bit wide, and you've got to be careful because you don't want to go onto that green part of the track, otherwise you'll get a penalty point for that. And after too many of them, you have to do a drive-through. So again, using all the curves you can, avoiding the sausage on the inside, and go as hard as you can, flat out through here. Again, you're just constantly on the curves this entire time. And this part of the track, you want to slow down a bit much, set yourself up for that huge long run going onto the main straight. And this is where all the slipstream happens, and where it's such a good spot for overtaking, because even if you are a little bit slower, that slipstream will keep you right up with the car in front of you. And then we get this incredible hard braking zone into the tightest hairpin like you'll ever see in racing. It's insane. You'll see it here. So huge braking zone, and just look how tight this is. The cars are going full lock on the inside, and then if you're brave enough, flat out through here using the curb. It's such a wide left-hander that you can continue to go flat out, and you're back down to the start-finish straight. So it's very nice, very technical. It just flows so well.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy, I could literally sit here and listen to you do on board lap after lap, mate. That was absolutely beautiful, mate. And it just goes to show, though, as well, what these drivers are up against. You saw it in the cameras there, and you did touch on it slightly. There's a lot of elevation change on this track. It doesn't look like it when we're sitting here looking at these cameras like that, but when we're on board, Jim, I think we all got a real feel for it. And you can see some of the issues these drivers might have coming around while they're doing it at some of these speeds. You hit that hairpin just wrong, and you can't see the driver in front of you. He could be anywhere on that track, and you've come around it too quick, or your braking's too bad. You're going to be in the back of someone. So these drivers have really got to be on it. They've got to be locked in and ready to expect absolutely anything on there. Can see Jordan Butler just flashing in and out at the moment as well. So that's probably not going to be helping Craig Corish, who does get the move done on him just now.
Yeah, look how tight they are. He goes for that switchback as well, which is nice. And then it's quite nice and flowing through here, so they should be able to get a good battle. Is he going
Side
to
by
back out a
side.
little bit?
Has he? I think he's got it. I think he's.
Oh, but
Oh,
he hit that curb way too hard. It's going to throw him off there. But luckily, he's still just close enough behind that if he gets a good run out of the next few corners, if he sets himself up just right, he should be able to. Oh no, the BMW there diving on the inside, throwing him off. That allows Craig to just run away with it.
and
Oh, he got a
well,
slow down penalty as well for cutting the track or for
he,
going too wide. So
he
basically,
does. But
just
no, carry on, please.
I was just saying, just describe something. I mean, that is terrifying sight out your rear view to see those three cars. It's like Rise of the Valkyries behind him.
Dun, 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 dun. Absolutely, absolutely. You can see it. Look at him now. He's put himself right in this free pattern behind him, which he doesn't want to do. Wayne Douglas is coming
Oh,
up past him now. Is it?
those connection issues are going to be scary for those around him. Hopefully, he can get that sorted before the end of the race, because not just for him, but trying to fight someone who is literally invisible some of the time is is quite
Well,
scary and a bit
Jim,
difficult.
me and the viewers both saw it when we was on board while you was describing Craig's perfect lap there. He was flashing in and out, and that is something that would really put me off as a driver. Hopefully, he gets those sorted. I will say though, viewers, Jordan Butler, he nearly gave you what you wanted. If he had stuck that switchback and didn't hit that curb, you would have got what you all wanted. But it's not coming just yet. So just looking at the top of the leaderboard, you've still got Peter Duke out in P1 with Adam Wilson. We're behind him in P2, about 3 seconds off him at the moment. So he's got a little bit of time to gain there. Peter Duke absolutely flying at the moment. Jared Love currently sitting P3, followed by Sam Berry and Tefera Winter, who is impressed me. I'm starting to think he's not just a one-hit track wonder, mate. I think he might be a little bit of a decent driver here. He performed really well last week, and he seems to be holding his own this week as well. You've got them behind him. Daniel Paul currently sitting P1 in the AMS, P6 out on track at the moment, followed by Matt Massey and Ryan Clark. That's your podium positions for the AMS at the moment, followed by Craig Corish and Harry Hartley Price. That rounds out your top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look at that battle going on here. It's so tight and close between everyone. And we did touch on it earlier, but I just want to go back and just re-mention it.
Reiterate.
Yeah, the slow down penalty. So because he went so wide off a track, iRacing recognised that as potentially cutting the track and trying to gain an advantage. So it gives you a set penalty depending on the corner and how fast you were going to slow down by a certain amount based on your kind of overall best lap times. So his screen would have told him maybe like slow down 2 seconds worth over the next 30 to 40 seconds.
Well, I tell you what, Jimmy, from us viewers looking at that, it definitely didn't look like an advantage to me that he got there from doing that at all. He was up there battling, and now he's stuck in the middle of a 4-pack, and he's currently lost a couple of positions on that since he did go over that sausage curve there. Not too great for Jordan Butler at the moment, but we've got just over 40 minutes left. There's still plenty of time, and we're getting to that point in the next probably 5 to 10 minutes or so where they're going to start to be looking at their pit stops, won't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this battle we got here with James and Raymond, they're just so close between each other. You can really see them just wanting to fight and be the person in front. I mean, they've got so much lap. Well, I mean, they got 40 minutes left of the race, and they are acting like it's the last lap. It's quite fun to watch. I mean, when you've got a big enough gap in front of you, you got to think, well, do we try and catch up and get ourselves into the mix, or just have a bit of fun, have a bit of a race?
Ultimately, they're all here for a little bit of fun, a little bit of a race at the end of the day, Jimmy. But again, we'll remind everybody there is something to play for this season. So I think that's going to be sitting in the back of their minds. You're going to want those positions, aren't you, Jim? Looking at Jordan Butler now, he has dropped a couple of positions there from when we were on board with Craig Corish. He's had Harry Hartley Price and Wayne Douglas go ahead of him at the moment, but he's still sitting in P12 at the moment. P4 in class. I'd be pretty happy with that, considering I did hit that sausage curb at a fair amount of speed.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to think, thank God we aren't in the actual car, because his back after a hitting the ground after that sausage curve would be,
Oh, in
yeah.
absolute pieces, mate. In absolute pieces. Now, I do a little bit of karting on the side, and we have very, very small sausage curves that they try and keep us off of. I tell you, mate, the amount of times I've nearly flipped out of my cart, but my back has been absolutely bruised to pieces off of that tiny little thing. He must be very happy that he's not feeling the effects of that in his actual back right now.
But yeah, I've seen some really good battles. I mean, like, look how close these guys are going down the start finish straight here. I mean, if you were Harry Hartley Price here, you've got Craig Corrish right in front of you, you've got Wayne Douglas right behind you. What are you thinking? What are you thinking strategy wise for what's coming up?
Tragedy, if it was me personally, I wouldn't be too happy being in the middle. I'm going to say this little four pack right here because you like to see you got Craig Corrish, Harry Hartley Price, Wayne Douglas, and I'm going to include Jordan Butler, Mr. Lightning McQueen in this as well because he's keeping himself up there and in the mix a little bit. But for me personally, Jim, I'd be thinking about the undercut, getting myself in the pits to get out of this little pack right now to maybe come out and give myself a little bit of free air.
Yeah,
That's just me. That's just me, though, my mate.
I think with how spread out everyone is, you just got to hope that you don't come out. Oh, nice little overtake there.
It
Just
looked
keeps
like
it
Craig
clean
did
on the
try to
inside,
track.
but then he does sacrifice a bit of speed in the long run, so he might get overtaken again. Are they going
Not
to
too
take it
sure. He
three
seems
wide? Are they going to take it? Oh no, I think they
no,
just backed out a little bit.
no. See, I think he done it quite well there and did it safely as well. He's gone on the inside. He's sacrificed that bit of speed, but he's got himself right back out there immediately in front of Wayne Douglas to make sure he maintains that position. I think that's pretty good tactics from him there. I know it's not your preferred race line because you want to go wide, you want to keep all that speed for the next part of the track. But every so often, Jim, I think you've just got to take that inside and just hope that it sticks, and it stuck for him there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make the dive there. Sorry, I was watching Christopher Haynes on Jan Whittaker there. They're getting very close behind each other. It looks like Christopher is really going to force that overtake. I think he got a slightly better run coming out this corner. Gets a nice bit of slipstream. Jan doing a little bit of weaving there just to break the toe, break the slipstream a little bit. Makes it a bit harder for Christopher to get the overtake done. But he does just get past him down at the braking zone. Brakes a little bit better
Oh,
than them. Squeeze
side by
from Jan
side.
there, but then I think
Oh,
Jan backed out a little bit. Just lets him through.
let him through, but he still did clip those tiny little sausage curves, those little red bits that you can see on the corner viewers. They are classed as sausage curves, believe it or not. They are very, very small. But like you just saw, as he's gone over it, it's offset his car by quite a lot. Now he's kept his position out in front of Jan Hit. Well, curse the commentator every single time, but they are now side by side. So he did lose a little bit of speed from that. It's offset the car just a little bit and allowed Jan back into the mix.
Yeah, lovely bit of racing there, and you know what, very gentlemanly. Like, I think Jan realised his mistake there from squeezing him a little bit too much going into that corner. They had a bit of a collision, messed him up, and you could see him back out a bit, let Christopher just back through, just to like continue racing as they would have been without the collision.
That's what you want to see. You want to see clean but entertaining racing, and we just got that right there. That is a perfect example. Jan knew he didn't have it. He backed off a little bit, let him go through, but he's still keeping up. He's still keeping that position on Christopher at the moment. He's dropped off to just under half a tenth now. At the moment, doesn't quite show as they're going around the corner, but it's about half a tenth difference at the moment once they open back up into that straight.
Oh,
And Ryan Clark coming around there looks like he's got on the throttle a little bit too soon, Jimmy.
yeah. I mean, like we talked about before, the parts of the track leading up to that corner, you're putting so much on those tires. They're getting so hot. It just makes it so easy to just lock up a little bit or spin out. So it's one of those tracks that rewards just being that little bit safer than you normally would do.
No, absolutely. And I think it just shows, Jim, that what the different kind of racing lines will give you and take away from you in each section of this track. You predominantly you want to stick wides when you're coming around there because you want to maintain that speed because there are some nice straights you can fire yourself into. The more speed you keep, the better chance you have of keeping that position. But ultimately, like I said a moment ago, sometimes you've got to take that risk. Do go on the inside and just hope that you can maintain enough speed to keep out ahead of the driver behind you and stop that overtake from happening.
Yeah, because if you know you're faster than the car in front of you, especially in certain parts of the track, if you know you can be a bit faster, you do want to be in front. Otherwise, you're just going to slow each other down too much, and then you're going to start to fall away from the cars in front of you, and
You
it just makes more work for you in the long run, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be inviting those drivers that are currently sitting a couple of seconds behind you, maybe, right into the mix. And instead of dealing with just one driver in a little battle, you've got three, four, five cars potentially right behind you that could make a move at any given point.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the leaderboard, I said the leaderboard, at the top three here, Peter Duke pulling 2.5 seconds on Adam, and then Adam pulling nearly 2.5 seconds on Jared. Like they're starting to spread out a lot up the front there.
No, exactly that, exactly that. And then you've got nearly 5 seconds to Tefera in fourth. You've got nearly another 2 seconds to Samberry. They've started to spread out a little bit now, but we are at that 25-minute mark, Jimmy. We may start to see some pits in the next lap or two. I start to think here. You might get the undercuts, whereas some drivers are going to be thinking, oh, I might be able to stay out just a little bit longer here. Get themselves out of that battle, like I said. You want that clean air, you want that clean track in front of you, so you can really optimize your racing line. You can nail those corners. You can fly down those straights without having to worry about someone sitting in your slipstream ready to take you. We've got a massive straight coming up on the back. You get a massive straight coming up to the start finish line as well. Just out of that 90 degree, that hairpin, sorry. And you've really got to watch what you're doing out there. So for me, I'm going to be looking. If I was out there on track right now, Jimmy, I'd be looking
Oops.
at potentially pitting. And there you go,
We got
right on
Daniel
the
Paul
cue.
and Wayne Douglas right into the pits, and there's one thing I want to touch on. We saw it from Sebastian right at the start there when he had to come in for his pits, and he went in too fast. It is a wide track, and the pits are all the way on the left-hand side of the track, and where your car is positioned coming out of that previous corner, you're all the way on the right-hand side. So you're flat out all the way on the wrong side of the track, and you've got to cut across and get into those pits, and you've got to do it as quick as you can. It is difficult to to not speed and to not cause any troubles, and you have to be really on it with knowing exactly where to start braking to make the pit lane in time.
Okay. No, I completely get you, Jim. It's one of those as well. I think, like you said, you're on the right-hand side of the track. You need to get yourself all the way over to the left. If you're in a battle as well and you've got a driver side by side, you might not be able to. These drivers have got to be prepared for anything. You might have in your head, right, I am going to pit. Hold on, I'm coming round. I can't actually get into the pit. That's going to affect everything for you. That's going to properly affect your race. Your tactics may need to slightly change, if not completely go out the window and just do what feels right at that point.
Oh, exactly. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting when we see the rest of them start to come into the pits here, and yeah, I'm just intrigued to see what's going to happen because it's difficult and it's one of the most complicated pit. I mean, it's complicated in theory because, of, like you said, the speed, where you are on position to the track, and the pit entry. So you have to be on it, and if someone beats you to it or you make a slight mistake, that could be the win gone.
Absolutely. We've seen drivers lose a lot of positions from a very bad
Oh,
pit. I think that's Christopher Haynes we just passed going facing into the wall there. I don't think he hit it, but he's definitely having a look at the crowd on the side, maybe giving them a little hola, come on, we start.
what was that accent? But
That was the worst Spanish accent I could do.
but yeah, that part of the track there, it is flat out. I think he just kept too far to the inside, and just ended up losing
Too,
his wheels a
too,
bit there.
too much speed on the wrong racing line there. You've got to compromise that speed if you're going to be taking the inside like that.
Yeah, and like I said, as the track gets dirtier from debris and rubber getting flung all around it, and I can see there the speed difference between someone dipping into the pits.
Well, absolutely. You just saw, I think it was Raymond Van Sutphen who's just sitting next to Jan there. And as Jan's dipped off to the left hand side, I mean, sorry, as Raymond, sorry, has just dipped off into the left hand side of the track into the pit. Jan has absolutely took off, lost no speed whatsoever. It just goes to show.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, because he was stuck on the inside a bit, so he had to compromise his line already and then slow down a bit extra. So that's going to affect him when he comes out, and it'll be interesting to see when Jan pits, where he comes out in comparison to the other cars, because yeah, you'll be able to see how much time is lost from the people that he was around at the time.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But just at the just nearly before the half an hour mark here, just to remind you all, Peter Duke is currently sitting still out in P1 at the moment with Adam Wilson, Weir, and Jared Love, respectively, on the podium positions in your pros. And you've got Matthew Massey, Ryan Clark, and Jordan Butler, P1, 2, and 3 in the AMS at the moment. Marshmallow, I'm going to apologise to everyone, yourself, Jimmy, the stewards watching today, and the viewers. I am very, very sorry for that absolutely awful Spanish accent that I tried to do there. I don't know what that came out. It was like a Spanish Cockney, that was. I'll give you exactly what you want, Marshmallow, for that. Jordan Butler, Mr. Kachow.
Yeah, make it up to the audience there. But we are seeing everyone coming into the pits now, so This will be interesting to see. I mean, it bunches up a lot, and it's going to take like look at the speeds that people going into that pit lane. You've got to be on it with knowing when to stop and slow down.
Crazy
So
that literally 60-minute race, and you've seen pretty much half the grid go straight in, bang on the 30-minute mark there. These guys almost have the same tactics, or they do not want to lose the race that they're having with the drivers surrounding them at the moment.
no, you don't want to at all. I mean, it is one of those draft tracks, so being as close to other cars does make you quicker. I say draft tracks. I mean, the first half of it not so much, but that straight down at the back end, it's so long that yeah, you don't want to lose any advantage that you would have if you were close behind another car there, getting that slipstream all the way down there.
No, exactly that, Jimmy. We'll wait for everybody to come in and out of the pits, and we'll have another look at the positions where everybody's sitting out on track. There's still a few drivers
Oh,
left to come in.
I think we've got a drive-through penalty for Sam Berry there. So running it up in 6th place, it looks like he's going to have to come through and serve that penalty next time round. And I think that's from going off track just one too many times there.
No, we did see it pop up from our steward that he was getting close to that penalty marker there, and it seems like he's just had it. But Jimmy,
Oh
I'm
no,
going to
no,
correct
hold
you on
on,
that one.
hold on. Yeah, it's for
Speeding
speeding in the
in the
pit lane.
pits. Yep, another
Yep.
speeder in the pits. Got to be
Yeah.
careful, lads. You've got to watch your speed going in and out of those pits. You cannot go too fast because as Samberry's just found out, especially when you're close to that penalty point, right up there, you're gonna suffer a drive through.
So does he just let go of the accelerator that little bit too early and start
I
start
think
going
he
a little bit
started to
too
put the
soon?
I think he put his foot down a little bit too soon before he hit that line there where he could start racing again.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Christopher Haynes then as well. He's also in the pits as well. He's got another penalty. Very similar situation back there.
There you go. Current leader at the moment, Craig Corish, he was leading, but he hadn't pitted at the moment, has just dived into the pits. So you should start to see the leaderboard go back to where it was before everyone started to pit. So it looks like Peter Duke's going to be your P1 with Adam Wilson Weir in a P2, followed by Jared Love in P3. That's your top three at the moment in the pros. Daniel Paul, Jordan Butler, and Ryan Clark is your 1, 2, and 3 in the AMs after the pits at the moment. So Jimmy, we've done the pits. A couple of them still coming out. What are they going to be thinking now for the last 25-ish minutes of this race?
Well, I think the first one is tires. We've seen that tires are they overheat a lot. You lose a lot of grip in certain parts of the track, and the tires you're on now are the tires you're going to finish the race in. So you need to look after them and make sure they do and will last to the end. So that's going to be the number one thing. Secondly, is just playing tactically, like keeping behind the right people at the right times in here. I mean, that was unfortunate for Adam there, getting just behind, was that Jordan Butler? Just at the
Yeah,
wrong time, and he lost a bit too much speed coming out of there. But yeah, or was that James Moore? Sorry, in the Aston Martin there.
I believe that was
And
James Moore in the Aston there,
yeah,
Jim.
so he was a lapped car, so he was quite nicely moving out the way, but he did just move a. I think it's a hard part of the track to move over to let someone through on. So yeah, sadly Adam lost a bit of his time there because what is it? He had like about a 3 second gap to Peter going into the pits, and then coming out of it he was less than a second, and then because of that getting stuck behind there, he's now at a second and a half behind. So yeah, like I said, last part of the race, last half of the race, everyone's had their pits. Strategy is over for the most part. It's all down to looking after your car, looking after those tires, and just working with the people around you to catch up to anyone that you need to catch up. And if they're too far away, just have a bit of fun, have a bit of a race.
No, exactly. That's what they're all here for at the end of the day, isn't it? A bit of fun, have a good race, and then depending where you finish up the end of the season, there might just be that little bit extra niceness for you there. But comments, Jimmy, Mr. Liam Hook, come on, Jordan Butler. He's got a fan. Is it because of that? Is it because of that Lightning McQueen livery, Liam, or is that just me who's absolutely in love with that? Ka-chow! Oh my gosh, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. But looking at Jordan Butler there, he's trying to catch up to Harry in front of him. 7 tenths, just under 8 tenths at the moment. But then he's got Ryan Clark, Tim Cullimore behind him as well. Anything
It's
could happen there.
Tafara Winter though, absolutely gaining on Jared Love here, putting the pressure on in this final 25 minutes of the race. So What do you think is going to be happening here? What do you think is going through Jared's mind right now? I mean, look how close he got through that corner. I think he's definitely
He's
starting to look
sitting.
in his mirrors a little bit. And do you think that Tavares just looked after his car that little bit better? He's able to just be a little bit more confident in those tyres and on those brakes.
Well, from us guys, Jimmy, looking at it, I think that's exactly what it is. I think he's looked after his brakes, he's looked after his tyres, and I think he's just having a really, really good race again today. But for these drivers out there, this is his second race with Tefera. They do not know much about him as a driver, what his skills are.
It was inside the camera there. That's how how close he's getting to the car behind. I reckon he's going to have to go for that move this lap. You see Jared there taking the inside line, taking the defensive line. See if he can force Tafara onto the outside line there, which he kindly takes. So this is up to Tafara now whether he wants to try and go for the switchback or go around the outside. Looks like he tries to do a little bit of both and just hinders himself there. So yeah, it's a hard one, but he's definitely looking to make that move. You can see him there. There wasn't even much room to go past, but he was just having that little look on the inside. He got a lot of speed coming out of here, but then Jared Love taking that inside line once again, taking that defensive line and forcing Tafara to go around the outside, giving him absolutely no room, but just enough room to keep on. And yeah, Tafara just makes it stick, and he is away. So this is down to Jared Love now to try and push himself, see if he can get back in front.
Oh, I do apologise about that, Jimmy. A little bit of a technical error there from me. Apparently, I forgot to switch the plug on when I was charging my headset earlier, and it just died on me. Viewers, I do apologise about that there. Jimmy, I don't know what you just touched on, but I'm just going to quickly finish off what I was saying there about Tefera. They don't know what he's capable of, really. We've only seen him for a race and a half at the moment. It's looking like he's a very strong racer, a very good contender in this series. Would have been very interesting to see him from race one, because I do feel like from what I've seen of him, he definitely would have been up there causing the top couple of drivers a little bit of problems up on track on the in the standings. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
it's a great drive from him. Absolutely phenomenal drive from Tefera today. But he has got Jared now sitting just behind him. I believe he did get the overtake on while I was trying to plug my headset in.
Yeah, that's why I covered on when you were gone. So yeah, absolutely great battle from them. They were giving each other no, like, just absolutely nothing to play with. So they had to drive at their absolute best there. It was a great little battle we saw from them right there.
No, I could still see it. I could still see it. Just sadly, well, I don't know, sadly, but maybe everyone was glad about it. But I had to shut up for a minute while I tried to get my headset to turn back on.
Yeah, so we're seeing a nice battle there from Jordan as well. I mean, yeah, the pressure is being put on him, and it looks like I haven't seen his car blinking and disappearing in a while, so it might have got that connection back. And Ryan Clark there, just having a bit of a moment. So he might have had a. Let's see what
Have a
happened
look.
with him here. Did he clip that curb? No, he just.
Got
Is
on
that
that
just?
gas too early again.
Yeah.
It's
It's
that
just
turn.
that same part. It's that same part of the track. You just get too much heat in those tires, and
Yeah,
then you just try to put too much speed in them, and then you just end up losing it.
and we've seen it.
It
What
was the
a few different drivers now do the exact same thing in that exact same corner. These drivers do need to be careful, because you don't want to be doing that when you're coming up to the end of this race, especially if you're in a fighting position, do you, Jim?
no, and it's why I was thinking like the best way to do a race is to find your absolute maximum pace and almost drive at 90. I'd say about 98% of your maximum pace. Just allowing that sort of 2% to not overcook the tires, not overdo the brakes, not end up going wide and getting dirt on the track or anything, and it just keeps your car in a nice steady state for
I
the duration.
completely agree with you, Jim. But if you were to say that to some of these drivers right now who are battling out on track, I think they might say to get lost.
Yeah, you can see it squaring all over the place there. They are on it 100%, and you know what? 100% makes for the better viewing, doesn't it?
There you go. Because look, you give it 100%. You got Raymond and you've got Hayden sitting side by side at the minute as they go around here in the first couple of corners.
Yeah, having a great battle here, and this is what I mean with this track. It's so wide and so flowing. You could really have some great fun battles. Yeah, I hope it gets used more, and I'd love to see more motorsport come to this track because it is just yeah, it's phenomenal.
No, brilliant. Jimmy, I'm going to say it again. I think I've said it too many times already, but this is such an underrated track. Like, look at some of the battles we've had today. already. We still got 20 minutes left of this race, and we've seen some great driving. We've seen some great battles, side by sides the whole way around. Nothing too naughty at the moment from any of these drivers. Just a couple of incidents caused by themselves, really, and
Yeah.
just not positioning themselves out on track. But there it is. Liam, I do see your comment, mate. Again, he's Mr. Butler's best friend there, Jim. That's why he's giving him the big come on today, and I'm going to back him as well for that obvious reason. Ciao.
So yeah, we've got a yeah, it's been a good race so far. Peter Duke is definitely he's definitely feeling probably the most comfortable on track at the moment. Adam did get close during the pit stint, but I do think though, and I mean I don't mean this in a rude way, but I think the pits is where Peter needs to just take a little bit of time to practice, because the last few tracks we've seen him during the pit stint, the cars behind have just managed to gain an extra second or so on him, and yeah, I think it's something he could do with working on a little bit. But I mean, his pace alone, I mean, it's it's not a big issue for him if he doesn't get it perfect. But we have got a crash that's happened just behind, so we are going to go back and take a look right now. This is Sean Clark here, so just gone in way too hot into that corner, way too hot. And you can see that all the gravel just getting thrown on track. Then yeah, he just had no grip because mud and dirt all over your tires. And yeah, and it's that same part of the track that it always has, and we say it a million times. Your tires just get too hot through there, and you just lose it. So yeah, yeah, as I say, yeah, it's just
No, I think what we need to do, Jimmy, on that corner is just record a line saying tires are too hot, got on too quick, because it keeps happening. But these drivers, James, are they going to have to now be aware of this gravel out on track? Because we all know we're sitting here, we're watching the game, this isn't real life, but it's going to have some impact on their tires, isn't it?
oh, absolutely, and you lose grip where you are on that gravel, like you would imagine in real life. It's if you go over loose gravel or dirt, your car's slipping and sliding about, and imagine that now at 100 whatever kilometers an hour, and it's a sketchy situation. So the drivers, if anything, hopefully they'll be forced to back off a little bit, and then it'll almost force them into cooling down the tires and letting them relax a little bit.
No, exactly that, mate.
Oh,
Oh, is that Tim Cullimore just gone out slightly wide there? Let
yeah,
Matthew and Harry Seven through.
yeah, he managed to catch it though, so well done him there, because that could have been nasty. Managed to keep it pointing in the right direction, which is kind of what you want. But yeah,
No, exactly. Got back on track nice and quickly, nice and safely, and didn't lose too many positions. I think he's lost about 3 positions so far. But that BM does look beautiful around here. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, a BMW in the GT3, but I absolutely love the look of it.
I know. I always find the BMW GT3s, and the same with the Mustangs as well. They're just they're funny looking things, because you look at an Aston Martin, you look at a Ferrari, you look at a Lamborghini. They're so low down and wedge shaped and aerodynamic and sleek and aggressive looking, and then you get the BMW and the Mustang and cars like that, and they're just a brick. There's
Absolutely.
absolutely no aerodynamics to them whatsoever. I don't know how they do it. I'm
Well,
amazed they're able to keep up. They must it must be just all down to the engine or something. But yeah, if you look at a Lamborghini and a BMW, and you thought which one of these is going to be quicker?
well, you'd obviously assume the Lamborghini, but with some of these drivers in these Beamers and in these Mustangs, they can absolutely throw them around. They go pick up the kids at R3, drop them off at home, and straight to the track in the same car. Beautiful car, beautiful car.
Yeah, I think there's a reason that Beamers are as popular as they are. But it just baffles me. I'm not Adrian Newey by any means, so I don't really know how aerodynamics works. But yeah, just seeing them on track, it just looks comical to me in a weird way. But
I have to agree, but I'm going to stick by my original point. I think they look absolutely beautiful. There's just an evilness to their look, which for me, I absolutely love that look of them two, especially the Mustang and the Beamer. They look like they're evil cars that are just going to chase you down and not leave you alone.
yeah, it's interesting when you are in these cars and you are in like a Ferrari where you're like hunkered down low to the ground, and then you have a Beamer alongside you, and that's all you can see. They're so big, they block your entire mirror there. But I mean,
Those
look at this.
evil headlights in your
45
rear
minutes
view.
in, sorry, just two-thirds of the way through the race, and look how close this little gaggle of cars is. They,
Hayden, James, and Raymond there.
yeah, I mean, we're getting close to the end now. So, yeah, so if you imagine you were Hayden right now, Gaz, what are you thinking with cars filling your front windscreen and your rearview mirror?
See, James, I'm not the most prolific of racers out there. I haven't got that technical mindset, which is why I'm sat on this side of the screen and not on track at the moment, my friend. But again, for me, I'd be trying to get that move done as soon as I can. I'd be very, very wary about James Moore coming up behind me in the Aston Martin. I'll be wanting to make that move on Raymond as soon as I can. Maybe worth sitting on board with him next lap, see if he can get it done, because he is close behind him. He's just over a tenth behind him at the moment.
Oh, it looks
So,
like he's going to make the move now. He's managed to get alongside. Oh, a little bit
is there a tap?
argy-bargy, and yeah, just
That
coming
is
together. I think that's the hard part about this track, and hopefully he lets it. Oh, I think there's big damage there on the Mercedes. Hopefully he doesn't have
it,
to retire.
it
But
looks like Raymond is stuck at the moment, but
I think he hit his back wheel, and you can just see it crabbing there. I think. Oh my God, yeah. Best bet
oh
is
yeah,
to just. That is
get to
not
the
safe.
pits.
He needs to pull over and just tow the car back to the end. He should not be driving in this state.
Raymond, get off the track, mate. We don't want to cause any incidents out there, buddy.
Yeah, Raymond, if you can hear us, please. But
Look at that steering position just to go straight. That is something I don't think I've seen too many times here, Jim.
I
But
think,
that is
yeah.
absolutely unreal.
Oh my God, any car that's coming up behind him. I mean, luckily he's got a bit of a gap. There you go. He's just
Yeah,
pulling
yeah,
over now.
yeah.
Thankfully. But it is, yeah, it's a hard part of the track because it is so high speed. And I touched on it earlier. You're accelerating and braking and turning all at the same time. Now, if you add going side by side and battling through that, it's just it's so hard to get the move done. And yeah, I think he got
Bit of a
unfairly
battle,
hit there.
bit of a love tap. We'll have a little look, see exactly what happened from above here. But it does look like what you said at the time, Jimmy. It looks like he's
Yeah, he
just
just
tapped
gets
the
on
side
side
of
and
him,
yeah, it's
throws him off the track, unsettles himself on the way through as well, both onto the gravel. But it seems like Raymond's definitely had the worst outcome of that one there.
yeah. The other car should have just backed off a little bit, but it is so difficult. And like we touched on, they're running out of time. They're getting desperate for the overtake, and yeah, so it is
The,
currently under investigation. So we might hear back from the stewards soon on what the result is after that.
we'll have to double check on that one in a bit, Jim. See what they do come back with, if anything. I think there'll probably be something looked at there for sure. But having a look here,
I
Jordan
was looking
Butler
forward to a little
disappearing.
battle there.
No, same here, same here. We'll have to see what Jordan Butler currently sitting just under or just over half a second behind Matt Massey in front of him at the minute. Tim Cullimore chasing down Craig Corish as well at the moment. The two pros sitting there in between all the AMs at the moment.
There you
You've
go,
got
Harry Hartley
Harry
Price there.
right on the back of Sam Berry there.
Yeah, the two
Is that a bit of,
Mercedes having a. What was
sorry,
that,
I was
sorry?
just going to say, is that a bit of a Joker livery he's got going on there? Because I do like that.
With the purple and the green, it's
Yeah.
quite. Yeah, I'm quite liking it. The white's a nice touch as well. It doesn't.
It just reminds me of the Joker from the Dark Knight. I think Heath Ledger played that role phenomenally, by the way.
Oh
And
yeah,
that car
I mean,
just
one of the
reflects
top
it. It
tier
looks
acting
brilliant.
performances ever. Like
Oh,
I know it's Batman, but still Heath Ledger, phenomenal.
oh, I think in that film I was rooting for the Joker. But no, you can. We're just sitting looking at Craig Corish now chasing down Tim Cullimore with Ryan Clark, not too far behind them either. But what will Tim Cullimore and Craig Corish be thinking now? Because they are slap bang in the middle of a load of AMs here.
Yeah, I think at this point now, I mean, you're not going to catch up to the pros, so just enjoy the battle between you two, really. I mean, don't enjoy it too much to the point of sort of
Sunday drive.
hindering the other AMs around you, but might as well just at least enjoy a bit of a race.
Okay, so we've got just over 10 minutes left, Jim. We've got Peter Duke still sitting out in front in P1 at the moment with Adam Wilson winning. Farah Winter up now to P3. He took Jared Love a couple of laps ago, got himself up onto the podium positions. Fantastic drive from the boy here again today. Jared
Yeah,
Love
should
sitting
we
in
go
P4
through?
with Wayne Douglas
Yeah,
and
should we go
Sam
through all the
Berry.
cars and just list them out one by one, see where they are?
Absolutely. From top to bottom, you have got Peter Duke currently sitting out in P1 at the moment, followed 3.5 seconds behind with Adam Wilson. We're with Tefera Winter just sitting behind him in that Aston Martin. Jared Love following up behind him in P4 at the moment, with a nice little gap onto Wayne Douglas, who's sitting in P5. followed closely by Sam Berry and Harry Hartley Price, who is right behind him trying to get into his boot at the moment. You got Daniel Paul sitting just behind them in P8 on track, P1 in the AMs at the moment, followed by Matt Massey and Jordan Butler. Kachow. Harry 7 following very closely behind there, looking to possibly get that move done before the end of the race. Tim Cullimore sitting in P12 with Craig Corish in P13, followed by Ryan Clark, Jan
Again,
Whitaker,
right in his boot there.
right in the boot, followed by Jan, followed by James Moore, with Hayden Young behind him in P17. Christopher Haynes in 18th at the moment, with Eddie Gregonis in P19. Followed by, we saw a little few incidents with these guys earlier. Sebastian Diefensbach, he had the incident at the start of the race, down in P20 at the moment. Followed by Raymond, just had that incident on track a moment ago, down in P21. With Sean Clark, who had the other incident down in P22 at the moment. Those drivers haven't quite been able to catch up to where they were before they had the little incidences, Jim.
Yeah, so just to touch on as well, saying, I mean, we saw the amount of damage that that Raymond had there, and the fact he's back out on track now. So essentially, each driver gets one what's called a fast repair, and it basically means they'll dip into the pits and they can set the fast repair, and the car is instantly fixed, and they're able to get back out and get racing, so they don't end up losing 5, 10, 15 minutes having to wait for repairs.
Exactly, but that doesn't impact their tyres or their fuel, though, Jim, does it, mate?
No,
On those
it does
fast
not.
ones.
So you have to do those separately, and then you'll have to wait for those to fill up and to replace your tires. So
See, as much as we call it a fast repair, it is still an additional pit, which is just going to affect your overall race, your timings, your battles out on track. It's something these guys will not want to be doing. Like you said, it's fast repair, but it's still going to impact their races. It's that extra pit.
yeah, you're still losing an extra 20 to 30 seconds having to slow down to the pit speed, drive through, pull into your pit box, and then pull back out again, and then go pit speed again, and then back off you go. So it does take a lot of time, but it does. I mean, I think any driver would tell you losing 30 seconds is way better than losing 5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm just looking at the leaderboard there, Jim. At the same time, Jordan Butler and Harry 7 are flipping around at the minute. I think there was a little bit of a switchback a moment ago that we didn't see on camera. But Jordan Butler sitting in P10, Harry 7's gone back behind him in P11 at the moment. There was a little swap a moment ago, but it seems like he's got himself back out ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Jordan's still having those issues with his connection by the look of it. So that's not going to be very easy for Harry 7 sitting so close behind him.
No, it's going to make you nervous, but at the same time, I think Jordan at this point knows he's going to have connection issues, and I think he's going to play it a bit safer if someone does go for the overtake. You're not going to be throwing crazy moves if you're not visible. But I mean, look how close Craig is getting behind Ryan there. I mean, they are so close to each other, and especially with less than 10 minutes to go, we've got 7 minutes on the clock before the end of the race. Seeing Harry 7 there, our current leader on points here, down in 5th place, so it's not too bad. I think he'll be okay with that, but I think he'll be hoping for a slightly better result this week.
No, absolutely. If he wants to start to lock in that final position to really hold on to that P1 in the standings overall, he's going to want to try and get himself up there a little bit sooner rather than later, isn't he?
Absolutely. And here we are seeing Sam Berry. I mean, this fight has been going on for ages. I mean,
yeah, Harry's just got it done in front of Sam Berry now.
Yeah, he's got the move done, but I mean, as we've seen in previous weeks, Sam Berry is quick, so he will be looking to get the move back on him, especially coming out this straight here. He does get a bit of a worse exit, but hopefully that always a bit of an angry flash there, wondering what's going on. He's giving him a little wiggle. I don't know if that's a good overtake or a good battle kind of thing, or they are just having a bit of fun with each other there. But
see, I think they're having a little bit of fun with each other. I haven't always let him go back through though.
Okay,
there must have been something we did miss, but like you said, Jim, they've been having a great battle pretty much this entire race so far.
You know, I I really enjoyed that bit of sign language there. Just flash like, hey, I wasn't happy with that. Give a little wiggle, going, yeah, I agree. Maybe that wasn't the best, and then moving over to let him pass. I told you, gentleman racing right here. This is the kind of stuff you want to see. You make a mistake, you ruin someone else's race. You go, look, let's start again. I'll go back behind. Let's. So we are
again,
seeing.
sorry,
Yeah,
please.
go on. No, you take it away.
I was just going to completely agree with you. Gentlemen driving out there, and it's what we like to see. No one suffered, no one's been impacted. Little bit of a unspoken conversation between the two, both on board. I have to agree with you. It's some great racing from the pair of them there. But sorry, Jim, take it away. I believe you're going to tell us about an incident, maybe.
Yeah, so Jan Whittaker there, you can see a little black box next to his name on the leaderboards. He has got a drive-through penalty. That's for reaching the incident limit. So each drivers get, I believe it's 20 points, and then once you hit that 20-point marker, you'll have to serve a penalty, and you get to simplify. If you go off track slightly, it counts as 1 point. If you have a spin, it counts as 2. If you have a hit with another driver, it counts as 4 points. In total, when you hit the 20-point limit, you'll get black flagged, and then you'll have to do a drive through the pit lane. It basically serves as like a little 20 to 30-second penalty for
Little penalty for you for
yeah,
maybe doing a few things that you shouldn't be doing. But
yeah.
Jimmy, I'm just hearing Tim Cullimore's gone off track. Do you want to have a little look at that?
Yeah, let's take a little look back and see what's happened. So very close behind your favourite driver here. Oh, do you reckon he saw James Moore moving over there and just got a bit nervous of just where to position his car and then
I
looking
think he
in
did.
the wrong
No,
places at the wrong times?
no, absolutely. I completely agree with you there, Jim. I think he's
Not
just
not to
got
say that was James Moore's fault at all,
no,
but
no,
I
no,
just
not at all.
just to
No,
just
but I think that's thrown off Tim Cullimore a little bit. He's tried to get back over to the left hand side of the track and currently seen James Moore sitting there. I think he maybe have panicked just a little bit, and unfortunately, it's putting me off the track.
so Harry letting Sam back through again after the overtake. So I wonder what's going on over here. Are they just having a bit of fun, just mates trying to get Sam a few extra cheeky little points? Maybe I don't know.
Well, do you think with the time that they've got between like Sam Berry and Wayne Douglas, look at that, there's 15 seconds between the two of them. I don't think Harry and Sam are going to be. They're going to have to be wary of Daniel Paul behind them out in the for the P1 in the AMs at the moment. But I don't think they're going to be too worried about him. Daniel Paul, obviously, like I said, it's in P1 at the moment in the AMs. I don't think he's going to get himself involved with Sam and Harry in front of him. I think they're having a little bit of fun out on track.
And why not?
Yeah.
With 3 minutes, well, less than 3 minutes to go now, so we can start seeing the final couple laps here. I think we can see some good racing. I mean, Harry definitely looking to make the overtake. They get so close to each other. They're definitely enjoying what's going on at the moment. Is he
No, they're
going to be
having a
able to?
brilliant race, aren't they, out here, these two? They're really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a wiggle there, letting him back through, and then oh, getting so close back behind him. Do you reckon?
Trying to get into that loop.
Who do you reckon's going to take it for the last lap? Then who do you reckon's going to get in front out of
I
these two
tell
here?
you, I really think these guys are going to go absolutely at each other on this last lap. I think they've had their fun, but ultimately you're going to want that position to get those points, aren't you? And I don't know. Harry Hartley Price and Sam Berry are both fantastic drivers. We've seen them have brilliant races for the last, well, now 5 weeks as we're 2 minutes to the end of this one. I I can't call this one, Jim. It could go either way. They're letting each other through, but then they're still racing at the same time. Anything could happen between them two to go into the last minute.
I mean, also just for pointing out, Jordan Butler. I mean, I know we've talked about him a lot this race, but he has had someone. He's been fighting with someone this entire 60-minute race. I don't think he's had a single moment's break. He's
No,
probably
no.
enjoying when he right. We're seeing it right there when he disconnects because it probably just gives him a moment to think, there's not a car around me. Just
Oh, thank
take a little
goodness for
break.
that. I think we touched on it last week or the week before, Jimmy. These drivers, after 60 minutes of intense racing, they must be absolutely sweating buckets and cannot wait to see that checkered flag, just so they can sit back in their chairs, in their rigs, and just go, "Well, I'm glad that's over with."
Yeah. I mean, so that's a lot of racing to do and constantly kind of. I mean, we talked about it before the rigs that people drive. They're a workout in themselves, and then like mentally and just physically, after an hour of all of this, that they are going to be exhausted, and you can hear it in some of the drivers' races and the interviews afterwards. They're just yeah, they're all hyped up on adrenaline and just knackered.
Yeah, hyped up on adrenaline, but also absolutely exhausted. A very weird mix and emotion feeling for these drivers. But do you know what? When you're racing like this is exactly why these guys enter these kind of leagues and these tournaments, because it gives them what they want. Look at the racing, like again, that we've seen from Harry and Sam today. Look at Jordan Butler. He's had someone on his backside all race, currently Ryan Clark at the moment. We've seen racing all over the
Yeah, so we're seeing Peter Duke here just going on 10 seconds. If he was 10 seconds slower, the race would already be over, but he's just starting that final lap now. And he's got a nice lead, nearly 4 seconds, just pulling away there. I mean, I think he's got this in the bag. Adam Wilson, we're nearly 4 seconds behind him. Tafara, nearly 4 seconds behind him. The gaps are starting to forming for most people, apart from Harry and Sam, who are just battling away. Jordan and Ryan absolutely battling away this entire time.
No, I have to agree. I have to agree, Jim. But we're on the last lap now, mate. So let's have a look at it as they come round the line, shall we? We're going to sit on board with Peter Duke as he comes round in P1. More than likely, I can't see anything happening, but he should be finishing P1. We're going to stick on board with him as he goes across that line.
Yeah, and what I think's nice to see is I think these drivers are definitely getting comfortable in the cars that they've got this season. Because I don't know if you remember in the first, especially around like Jerez and stuff, tracks like that, the Corvettes especially were very, like people were spinning a lot. A lot of these sort of rear-engine cars, people were
Very
spinning out.
squirrely.
Yeah, and we're seeing that less and less. So I think the drivers themselves are improving, and I think that's also what's making for like a lot better racing this season.
No, absolutely. And I just want to say before we do finish this race, again, we have seen some brilliant driving today from every single one of these drivers out here today. I don't think I've seen anything major out there that's really been massive issues for anybody. A couple of comings together. But Jimmy, do you want to call it as they come across the line, my friend?
Absolutely. So we're just coming up to the final hairpin now. Then it's two corners after that, and then Peter Duke will be announced our race winner. But yeah, as we touched on before, a lot of gentlemanly racing out there. People being pretty darn respectful. And sorry, the final corner here. No mistakes at all. Little flash, little wiggle, and that is Peter Duke in P1. Adam
There you go.
Wilson
Well
Weir
done.
there, just following behind. He is our P2. Farah Winter. Another nice little flash and a wiggle there, and he is our P3, followed by Jared Love just behind him. And now we are on board for the AM. So this is Daniel Paul here, leading with Matthew Massey spitting distance behind him after this hour-long race. I mean, this is going to be a relief for him. Daniel Paul getting the win if he can make it cleanly through these last three corners here. So coming up to the hairpin, sorry, just quickly, Jared Love and Wayne Douglas are P4 and P5. So here he is, Daniel Paul. One last corner, it's flat out, and hopefully he doesn't make a mistake through here. And there you go, down the start, finish straight, and he is your
Lot.
P1 winner in the arms. Look at him, he is ecstatic.
There you go. Matt Massey close behind him, though, finishing P2 in the AMs there, Jimmy, as well. I love that flash from Daniel Paul. Lots of flashes as you come across the line. And here comes your P3 as well. Sorry, Jimmy. Ryan Clark over the line, P3 for the AMs, followed by Jordan Butler and Craig Corish behind them.
Oh.
That is. Oh, Craig's race is done. I'm sure that doesn't matter.
Yeah, throw that wheel off to the side. That is game over. So just quickly, yeah, we had Jared Love P4, Wayne P5, Sam P6, Harry P7, Daniel Paul P8, Matthew P9, Ryan P10, Jordan 11, Craig 12, Tim in 13, Harry then followed by Hayden Young just about to come across the finish line here. Down the start,
There
finish
he goes.
straight, and there you go. Jan already finished, Christopher already finished. So the lap cars, most of them would have already passed the line as well. So I think the last one out on track is
Eddie.
Eddie Gregonis,
And there you go.
just crossing the line right now, and that is everybody done, I believe. I mean, what a
What?
great race! What a great
What?
race!
What a race.
Constant action, especially for like, yeah, Sam, Harry, Jordan, like, and everyone. Just, yeah, great racing from everyone there.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at those final standings, Jim. So I'm going to take it away for the top 10, then you can crack on, mate. So P1, Peter Duke, your race winner today, P1 out on track. Adam Wilson Weir in P2 and Tefera Winter in P3. That is your podium for the pros. Jared Love come over the line in fourth with Wayne Douglas and Harry Hartley Price just behind him. Daniel Paul, seventh on track, P1 in the AMs. He will be ecstatic with that. With Matt Massey in P8 and Ryan Clark in P9, followed by Jordan Butler.
Yeah, great. Yeah, just phenomenal round. They should all be happy with the results there. We got Craig Corish following just behind him, and then Tim Cullimore, Sam Berry, Harry Seven, Hayden Young, Jan Whitaker, and Christopher Haynes with Sebastian Diefenbach just behind them. And then Eddie
finishing off.
Ragonis, James Moore, Raymond Van Zutphen, and then Sean Clark in last place.
Well,
So
absolute stonking race there that was. I think. Do you know what, Jimmy? Daytona I really enjoyed, but I think that there has been my favourite race so far of this season. It was phenomenal, racing all the way.
that's what I was saying. Underrated track for this exact reason. It's technical, it's fun, it's fast, it's flowing, and just allows the drivers to just have those great battles as they do.
Absolutely. And Jimmy, I think we're gonna have a chat with our number one driver for today. I finished in P1. We're gonna get a couple of them in here, but we're gonna start off with Peter Duke today. Peter, congratulations, mate. Well done. P1 tonight. How do you feel, buddy?
Yeah, well, pretty good guys. Yeah, it's coming in. There's 5, 6, 7 guys that could go pole there, but I was pretty strong all week in the officials. I put a bit of effort in, got my practice in, and in quali, it was a lot slippier than practice. But I managed to squeeze pole, and I'm lucky enough with my teammate beside me and behind me. So, we all said, "Listen, guys, right, let's get round the first corner, and don't do anything stupid, and see how it pans out." Because in these are races, the first corner, get round it. It's not one in the first corner. You have to settle down, and there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way of thinking about it. Is just, yeah, you know the people you're with, and just work with them just to get through the early difficult stages of the race, and just
Yeah.
have the best that you can. I mean, we did touch on it in the broadcast briefly, and did you have any trouble with the pit stop at all, or find it difficult? Because compared to your teammates, you lost quite a bit of time, but I mean, overall on consistency and speed, you were
Yeah.
bloody phenomenal.
Yeah, you seeing pit stops, I would rather be overcautious than undercautious. So,
Yeah,
if you're leading the race by 8 seconds, there's no sense in going so close to the pit lane you could get a drive through. So I'd rather just be safe than sorry, and I put an extra couple of liters in it, because I said if I need a push, Adam was behind me, and I'll use more fuel, so I put a couple of extra liters in it. So I knew what gap I had, and I knew roughly what the stop would make. So yeah, it worked out well for once, because pit stops have struggled last season, and also on tires. I used to drive too quick, so I tried to manage the tires, which worked well there today, and a wee bit in the tank towards the end there, if anybody was sort of pushing towards me.
yeah,
No,
that's
brilliant.
that's something we touched on the broadcast as well. Is looking after those tires, especially on a track like
Mm.
this, is just crucial.
Yeah, especially in that heat 36, I think the track temp was, and that was usually my bad thing was, I just overcooked the tires last season, and the Corvette. I'm a mid-engine guy. I used to drive the Cure as well, and the mid-engine car just suits me and suits my driving, and I can control the tire temps and fuel. And I drove the Merc last year, and it was heavy. But no, it was great to get a win. Listen, it's one race. We're up there, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
No,
Yeah,
no. Well,
congratulations on that win.
Cheers.
congratulations again, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you before we let you go?
No, I just want to say thanks to you guys for doing a magnificent job every week there. It adds a bit of excitement for all the guys and a bit of chat in Discord. And thanks for everybody that raced tonight. It was super.
Oh,
No,
thank you very much.
thank you for that, Peter. And again,
Yep.
congratulations today, mate, and well
Yeah.
done, well done on
100%.
that P1.
100%, guys.
Thank you, mate.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Speak
mate.
to you soon. Okay. Bye bye.
Speak to you later, mate. Bye bye. Jimmy, shall we get our P1 in the AMs in here? Shall we get Mr. Daniel Paul in?
Absolutely. Let's see if he's excited as we think he might be. Daniel Paul, welcome. He is muted at the moment. If you go,
Daniel, you've muted yourself. There you go.
there we
Hello,
go. There we
mate.
go.
Good afternoon, good evening. How's everyone?
Evening, mate. We're very well. How are you doing, though? P1 in class today. How do you feel?
I feel a bit lucky. I think there was faster guys on the track. Got lucky with not changing my tyres because Matthew was hounding me down at the end, and he was flying, so I hung on.
Yeah, you did very, very well there. Was there any particular moment that you thought won the race for you?
No. It was obviously I came out of the pits. and I was well ahead, so I had a feeling he may have changed tyres. And then watching the gap fall at the end, yeah, he definitely got tyres on.
Yeah,
No,
so just
fair
managing
play.
yourself all the way through the race. I mean, yeah, you did very well. I should be very happy with that win.
I got
Very, very
lucky because I think
Hey,
Harry was
don't-
spoiled.
don't underplay yourself, mate. I mean, a win is a win, and it's not
don't really
gifted
know
to
what happened
people.
to
You
him,
still
to be
got to
honest.
drive.
No, you
Oh,
did.
yeah,
You
I
did.
know.
You did brilliantly there, though, mate. But Daniel, again, just want to say
Oh, thanks.
congratulations, mate, on P1 in class. They're P7 out on track today. More than happy,
Mm.
mate. Is there anyone you want to
Yeah.
give a shout out to or say thank you to before we let you go?
You guys and everyone at TRG, it's great. Love it.
No,
Right.
no. Well, thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. And we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Catch you later. Take care. Bye bye.
See you in a bit, mate. See you in a bit. Jimmy, I think we've got time for one more. Shall we get Mr. Ryan Clark P3 out in the AMS today with us?
Yeah, let's bring him in for a little chat.
He didn't change.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing, my mate? Well done. P3 out on track today in the AMS class there. How you feeling?
Yeah, really good. It was a good result in the end, wasn't it? Like, unfortunate for Jordan.
Yeah.
Last lap, but yeah.
These things happen,
I
mate.
made a few mistakes in the race, but yeah, managed to pull through. I did a tyre change, so I knew I'd get the grip because I don't think Jordan did a tyre change because he was making a lot of mistakes towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's how did you find the overall grip as the race went on? Did you find it quite? Did you find it was
Terrible.
quite difficult to?
Yeah, because track temperature went up. It's like track temperature was about 36 degrees, so it's a lot hotter than normal.
Yeah, so especially when you're putting a lot of load on those tires, it's really overheats them.
Yeah, obviously the right-hand tyres were going a lot faster than the left-hand tyres with obviously more left-hand bends, but and obviously a lot of the flat-out corners were left-handed as well, so you're putting a lot of load on the right. But yeah, I think that's what caused me to have a couple of spins. Is I was getting caught up in dirty air, and then I was just getting a bit too keen on the throttle and losing the back end because of grip.
No,
Yeah, we saw that
absolutely.
from a lot of drivers throughout the race. It was just, the grip was really gone at the end there.
A lot of gravel, and I think the tyres didn't play a part in that as well. So we did see it from a fair few of the drivers, mate. So don't worry about that one too much.
Yeah,
But
turn 16 turned into a gravel trap, didn't it?
I think there was quite a lot of gravel on there. I think they needed to extend the track out a little bit more to the left to get round all the gravel on track, mate. But it seems like most people handled it quite well.
I was going through it going, it's a virtual safety car.
maybe. Probably not, though, mate. But no, but again, mate, congratulations again on your P3 in class today. Anyone you want to say thank you to or give a shout out to before we let you go?
Just good driving from the team. Obviously, we recruited Harry Seven to the team this week. So, it's a good result for all three of us, really. Double podium again for Spectra. So, yeah,
brilliant. Well
Happy
well
with
done
that.
again, mate. Well done again, and we'll see you. We'll see you next weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah, Austria, chance of rain.
We'll see. We'll have to see what happens on the day, mate, with that one. But thanks again, mate, and again, congratulations on that one, buddy.
Cheers, guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy, mate.
Yeah, so that was a good race all around, I would say.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So,
so that is checkered flag from Aragon there, and checkered flag from us here at Trackside. So thank you again to everyone for watching. Gaz, any final words?
Jim, I just want to say thank you again to all the drivers and all the viewers who've been with us here tonight and who keep coming back week after week to join us here in the Tanzo Racing Group. Remember, guys, this is being brought to you, sponsored by Fresh Rubber and Clark St. James Motorsport. However, please make sure, drop a like and subscribe, hit that bell notification on us so you'll never miss a race with us here at Trackside. We will see you all again next week at the same time for round 6. We're headed to Austria, the world famous Red Bull Ring. So from myself and Jim and Connor as well, we shall catch you on the next one and have a good night.